Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Full start there. Hello, welcome. It's SLR. It's F2. It's Wednesday. It means we're heading to Jeddah this round. We've got Tipsy Bob in the commentators booth with me today, as per usual. Hello, Bob.
Gentlemen, hello.
Yep. So we were just having a discussion about Jeddah. You're not a fan, but um,
No.
yeah, it's a love hate. It's a Marmite track in it. It's either you love it or hate it. I think we're going to see some really good racing today, but we do have some concerns about that turn one and the fact that it is a street circuit, very high pace street circuit at that. I have the standings on screen at the minute, so take a quick look at that before we head into the one shot quali. As you can see, McKender running at the top there. His team Virtuosi is also at the top of the standings, but you can see that there is plenty of competition all the way through the field here. And we've almost got a full grid tonight, almost 18 out of 20 drivers. So plenty of action to be had on track for this one as we load into the one shot quali. It is going to be dry session, obviously. We're in Saudi Arabia. I'd be very surprised if there's any wet stuff here today. But yeah, the countdown is on. We're about to get underway for quali. So any shout outs for who you think is going to be pulled today, Bob?
Well, just to touch on some of the things you were saying there, Chief. We do have a full group. Mac retires. What's going on here? Mac's retiring right away. Okay. So these guys are retiring straight away. We'll have Kiko and Rookie. These guys are killing it, I would say, in Tier One. So I was going to say one of the four that retired was going to get pulled, but I don't know if those guys drop out. Then you're looking at our gamer and Meepo really for pull. But on that, Chief, just to touch what you were saying, for me, I just have no. How can I put it? I just do not enjoy this track. Every single corner looks the same. To me, it's got no personality. I know a lot of people love it. A lot of people love racing on it. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know, but I guess I'm going to have to figure out, Chief, whenever we take part in Tier 1 this week, or maybe not this week, actually, but I think we will be racing there soon.
Yep, it is. It is a favorite of some drivers, but yeah, a lot of drivers do not like this track, and you can see on board here with Tenari. Yeah, it's all walls all the time, everywhere. Does have some high-speed sections, which is unusual for a street circuit. As you'll see here, it's a short kind of like left-right straight. Actually, this is a long straight. I got lost there. But yeah, heading into this fast left-hander in an F2 car. That'll feel a lot different from the F1 car. F1 cars tend to feel very nimble. F2 cars not so much, as this is Tenari running down to the last corner. He's got DRS open, and yep, heading into this last corner late on the brakes, and just want to hook it up and get on the accelerator as quick as possible. And he is currently P5. Looks like Meepo is going to bring it home in poles. I mean P2. It looks like, yep, Jojo and Zipson, two teammates, P3 and P4, as Tenari does cross the line, and P5 with Dice in P6, CM Punk P7, V Papa is P8, Skin Tony P9, and Gurley P10, Larson the last of the runners out there. So three guys disqualified, so invalidated their lap time, which is actually quite easy to do here, even though it is a street circuit. There is a few places where you can cut the track, especially for the S's. If you get the line wrong for there. Um, but yeah, there's a bunch of guys didn't qualify, as you said there at the back. Some very fast boys.
Yeah, so three disqualifications. Our gamer, I think the most notable one there. He's pretty handy in these Formula 2 cars. And then, of course, the main guys, the main Tier 1 aliens. I mean, I don't know why they retired, but have they been doing this all season? I can't remember, Chief. I've got a head on me like a sieve. But if you notice there, Meepo really setting the pace over everyone else. He was the only guy to drop into the 38s. And one other thing worth mentioning, well, it's not really worth mentioning, but it's worth mentioning for us, Chief, is that for the first time, I think this season, in any race in SLR, this season, we have Formation Lap back on again, which I'm quite happy about because it gives us a chance, Chief, to waffle.
And let the waffling commence as we're about to get underway under this new formation lap. Yeah, I mean, some people call it the hardest lap in racing, in league racing, but yeah, let's see. Justin World says fastest lap ? Yo. I see Kitsune in chat and Rosarian, another fellow commentator. So hello to everybody as we do get underway. And yeah, we've got this reverse grid set up. So Gerla is actually going to start P1 in the sprint race. Skin Tony will be right behind there. And yeah, Meepo P10, but we saw that pace advantage he had in qualifying. If that's anything to go by, we're going to see him fly through the field. And it has to be said, there is a couple of DRS zones here, the most notable ones being in Sector 3. There is a short one on the start-finish straight as well, so we're probably going to see any overtake possibilities play out in those areas. As you can see, Sector 1 tends to be a bit more tighter. You've got this small S's section, and then heading down to the hairpin. Sometimes you see a move or two into the hairpin here, and sometimes you see people lose it on traction on the exit because it is quite you're quite reliant on the grip here, and if your car doesn't have the grip, the back end tends to go towards the wall, which obviously is not what is wanted.
See, the thing about a lot of these races, Chief, that we've seen recently, I just get my details on the screen for myself, and I think it's going to be really noticeable today, will be the fact that when you have, so Formula 2, as you know, as many people will know, we do have quite a mixed skill level. We have guys that are no assist, we've guys at some assists, we've got guys of all assists, and we've got guys that are like alien tier 1 pace, and then we've got guys tier 2 pace, maybe even nano pace, let's say. Whenever you have those really fast guys, namely, I would say the back, from P14 back, definitely from Justin down, it makes it really dangerous for them, because they have the outright pace over a lot, well, pretty much everyone on the grid here. So they have to navigate them, but the problem is, as you said, Chief, look how close these walls are. The corners, some of these corners are a nightmare to try and pass on side by side. Mix that with guys that are a little bit slow. It's one thing being fast on this track, but it's another thing trying to pass these guys, and the potential, Chief, for carnage in this first lap at turn 1 is humongous.
It is indeed, and we saw even on the formation lap there, Tenare lost it, span around, but as it is formation lap, will be able to make his way to the grid, and a couple of drivers already disqualified, which means they will miss out on their grid slot positions. Start slightly back from the grid slot, but we're about to get underway, Bob, so I'll hand it over to your good self.
I'll just trip over myself. Also notice that Futuristic is the only guy on soft starting here, so he might get a pretty racy start, but I've got an awful camera, Chief. I'm starting way behind everyone, but Skurla seems to take the people away off the line pretty well. I can see a side-by-side going back already. Everyone seems to be getting away nice and cleanly.
Yeah, Skin Tony got caught up in a free wide. He was in the middle, had nowhere to go, but yeah, and there is a lot of carnage at the back as everybody's jostling for position here. Some slow cars making their way to the back of the grid, and Skin Tony sending it here. So yeah, everybody seems a wee bit tentative on the on where to brake. Some braking a bit later, and we're seeing a bit of carnage at the back. There is a driver picked up some damage there. I think it's it's actually a SLR R Gamer with some front wing missing. He's P17 currently. Yeah,
and it's seen Rookie also having a wee battle there with Skin Tony as well. As there's a lot of these drivers. Justin also noticed he's up to P9 already. Got a yellow in sector 2. That's probably for we got incidents. We got, look at this, Chief, Dice, Sam, and who's this, Meepo. They were almost going side by side. Almost. Who's this? This is Justin on Papa. His no, it's not his teammate. They both look like Red Bulls. But Justin on Dice is now. What's going on here? Is my telemetry going off, Chief? Because what's going on here? Dice is, yes, Justin is indeed trying to get past Dice. And but yes, Chief, Justin up to P8 already. This is an incredible start. Not even finished lap 1, and he's almost I'll say it. He's assaulting the rear end of Dice here. He's so desperate to pass. He's got the pace. Dice is not doing too badly. He's not really blocking it too much. Oh, Justin nearly gets a real tank slapper getting past Dice. Dice is not going to fight it. They're going side by side. The problem, these straights are so long that you need to wait to the end. But I think Justin will get this done on Dice.
He's got the inside line for turn 1 here, and he's late on the brakes, but Dice is defending quite well, but he has to go wide on the exit, and that means he drops down, and he actually picks up 3 seconds in the process, but he came out ahead there of Justin. I'm not sure what happened to Justin. Justin now under attack from Zupson as well, so Justin has lost out another position there from Dice, but Dice keeping that position by going wide in turn 2.
Oh, look at this. Zupson is all over the track, Chief. He is... I'm not sure if he knows this. Oh, if he knows this track. But as we did say before, these guys in the previous races, they do not yield easy, and it can be to their own detriment.
Yeah, I just saw some front wing damage up ahead as well, and I think it might be Gurla and Samin might have had it coming together. Someone's dropping down the order. It looks like Dice. There's so much action going on here, Bob. I can't keep up with it. But Dice and Samim are going too wide into one corner, and only one car comes out ahead. That's Samim in P5. But Dice looking pretty pacey, but yeah, coming under a lot of pressure from the guys behind. Justin gets up past Gurla. He's up to P7. So yeah, there's definitely a couple of guys out there with front wing damage. Bob, what are you saying?
Yeah, Zupson defending hard against Mac, but Zupson took a bit too tight of a line and he clipped the wall, and that just really catapulted Mac ahead. But Zupson's not giving this one up that easily, as we have seen in previous races. Him and Mac have had quite a lot of fights. Of course, Mac coming out on top on pretty much all of them, I think, with that superior Tier 1 pace he's got.
Oh, and there's a car in the wall. It's Joel, came out of the final corner and went straight into the wall. The back end just gave out on him, and that's a full course yellows. It looks like it might be... Is it a safety car? I can't see the pits to see if there's a safety car coming out at the minute, but we do have full course yellows, and that might be a safety car on track.
I think so, Chief, because it's full course, as you say.
VSC, we've got a VSC, Bob.
Okay, VSC. I don't see where that says that though in mine.
I just see it on the wall. If you go driving on the board, yeah, you can see the wall board.
Oh yes, the VSC, yeah, the yellow, yeah. Just before that happened, before Joel decided to have a interaction with the wall there, Zupson was had the slipstream on Mac, and he was going for it, and he actually passed him under the yellow, which I noticed. But of course, Zupson must be aware of that, and he backed out. But oh my God, Zupson! He just on my screen, he just hit the rear end of Mac. Wonder will he get a penalty for that, or was that just a spectator glitch? But anyway. We're underway again, Chief, and look at Mac. Mac is behind this gaggle of cars of, what's this, Dice, Justin, and Gurla. Oh, and Mac's going for it. He's got the inside line on Gurla. Gurla's been pretty pacey recently on these Formula 2 cars. He's got the DRS. How is this going to work out? Justin up ahead as well is going for the move on Dice. Nice move. Dice didn't fight that too bad. Oh, what happened? Justin runs really wide, and then Dice slips past again, but meanwhile behind them, Mac then gets the move on Zupson. And look at this, Chief. We've got the battlers for the race for the title. Sorry, Mac on Justin. Justin defending the inside line. Mac trying to go around the long way. Justin will run out to the wall. Just leaves enough space, no more, and which he's right entitled to do. He took the racing line. And I'll pass over to you, Chief. Have you seen anything else?
Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of close racing, incredibly close. You know what I'm spotting, Bob? The power of Slipstream is absolutely massive. It might even be bigger than DRS at this point, but you can see once a guy tucks up behind, like plenty of these guys are getting overtaken, and then they're re-overtaking for their position back under Slipstream conditions. So yeah, I mean, it's incredibly close racing for us, but it does make me a bit nervous here.
I'm just staying on board, Chief, for this battle between Mac, Justin, and Dice. Dice is really struggling off track. Once again, runs off track. It seems to be a case of defend it all at all costs. Not always the best strategy, but I tell you what, he's doing a pretty decent job here. Oh, Max went up the inside. I didn't see that one coming. That was a sneaky move.
Oh, and Justin loses back end. Yeah. Oh, that means he gets a really bad exit. So that's him down to P8. McKender with a move out of nowhere there, and he's now on the back of Dice. So McKender fighting for P6, but Dice has a 6-second time penalty on the board at the minute. So that is definitely not what he wants at this point in the race.
Yeah, Justin did well there to catch that, to be fair. But here goes Mac up ahead. He's going for Dice. Oh, a little bit of wheel banging there, I think I seen. And yeah, Mac ran wide there, but he managed to keep it within track limits. Yeah,
but just watch this, Bob. Dice will tuck up underneath. He will get a bit of slipstream. Actually, he's trying to make the move already, but you can Yeah, he's got a DRS open as well, has Dice, so Dice might try the move around the outside. McKender late on the brakes, and it looks like McKender is going to hold that position. Now Dice under threat from Justin. Justin and Dice are side by side as they head towards the start finish line. Tenari with the fastest lap, and yeah, you can see that slipstream again. Justin was able to avail of it behind Justin, and now both of them are making the move on Justin. Justin caught in the middle. Oh my word. Actually, it was McKender was caught in the middle there. Oh, and now, yeah, Dice is now the guy in the middle, and they're heading towards turn 3. Oh, this can't work out well, as everybody's hanging in. They're not backing out. None of these guys are, they're playing a game of chicken, and none of them are playing the role of the chicken. Oh, and Dice getting wide. I think he lost it on traction there as he turned into the corner, and that allowed Justin to get the position. But look at the traffic behind Dice. This is causing a big traffic jam.
Yeah, Chief, we haven't even been on board up ahead at all, but this is where the battle is. This is, to be fair to all of them, this is fantastic racing, how they're able to navigate this around without causing anything major. Zubson had a fantastic run, Chief, on all these guys, but he wisely backed out of that one, otherwise there's going to be major carnage. But here he has another run on Mac, but he has to lift again. But Dice is doing a great job here. Many say, I'm sure.
Oh, and Zubson taps the back of McKender. I was riding on board with Zubson there, and it looks like McKender is he out? No, he isn't out completely, but yeah, that's what I was afraid would happen, and we do have a safety car, Bob.
This is. I mean, I hate to be the one, but I did say that these drivers recently, Zubson does not always put his car in the right place, let's just say.
Yeah, and a big issue here, Bob, is the straights are not straight. So you can't go, if you're going side by side, you have to be aware that the straights will bend to the left and right, which means that, the walls will come in closer and go out again. And yeah, we just saw that. Zubson had no room. He had his back wheel in there and just tapped the back of McKender.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. He was squeezing up and he was trying to go up to the left, but then the wall kind of just came out and clipped. I don't know whether he clipped the wall or not, but then that ended up he hit the back end of Mac, and alas, Mac is now P15 in the pits, and he might be a little bit frustrated with that one. That was quite a good battle there, but meanwhile, Justin wins overall, Chief, because here he is in P5 ahead of Mac and ahead of Dice and ahead of Rookie and Keiko. Let's mention them guys have had quite a quiet race, I think, anyway, Chief. But
yeah, I mean, Tenari was leading the race at one point. Meepo and Jojo now P1, P2. So Tenari's had a bit of an issue somewhere, but we were just caught up in that midfield action. I mean, we couldn't take our eyes off it. So apologies if we missed any overtakes for the lead. But another element here that I'm getting a bit more nervous is safety cars breed safety cars. They bunch the field up, and we're going to see a big run into turn 1 again, and a few laps of chaotic racing, but it's going to be exciting, I'm sure.
Thing also mentioned too, Chief, is that we've got Mac and Gamer at the back. Well, Gamer's quite far off at the moment, but Mac on fresh softs. Now, he's not going to really have well, then again, it is Mac, but I was going to say he's not going to have a really big impact on terms of his position. He probably will get a couple, but it's damage limitations from Mac at the moment. Justin now. Justin needs this, really, Chief, over Mac, because, of course, Justin was not here last week, and he gave away some valuable points to Mac. I think Mac scored in both the sprint and the feature. But Meeple has been doing pretty tidily there last week, and then this week as well. I think Meeple won both the races last week. I think he won the sprint on track, but he got penalised because of his on-track penalties. But then he won clean and fair in the feature race, and here he is again leading the sprint race in Jeddah. And I would say probably, Chief, the safety car will probably come in this lap.
Yeah, and we can't discount guys like Rookie, Kiku, who now are up to speed. They've had a few laps on this track in this car, and we know they're pacing Tier 1, and they're sitting pretty there in P7, P8, ready to pounce should there be any issues up ahead. But yeah, it looks like we're going to get 2 laps of racing, maybe 3 if it comes in at the end of this lap, which looks unlikely. But SLR Gamer got a time penalty under the safety car. That is not what you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you say, Rookie and Kiko, those Tier 1 aliens at the moment, the Français, messieurs, they are très rapide. It's very fast, Chief.
Oh, I wouldn't have worked that out.
Yeah.
Very
because
vamoose.
Rapid.
Oh, yeah. I see what you did there.
So we're just waiting for these guys to get underway. I think, who's that? Samim? That's Samim and our gamer, the teammates and good friends, both at the back. I'm sure they're probably just going to have a wee bit of fun back there. They're unlikely to get anything. However, as you said, Chief, safety cars breed safety cars. There won't be another safety car regardless what happens. But that doesn't mean that there won't be any carnage. Because, as I have said repeatedly every week, what happens when you get a safety car whenever there's only, say, 2 laps to go, is that safety car in this lap, is that people realize, hey, there's points up available. I only have to get 1 lap or 2 laps, and I've got some great positions. So you'll see people being a bit desperate. You'll see lunges.
Totally agree. And these guys at the back, all in these fresh softs, they're in prime position. They have nothing to lose. So we're probably going to see some big high-risk moves from those guys as they try to carve their way through the field. But this mid-pack as well, there's this Dice problem, you know, the gatekeeper to P6. He does have those 6 seconds time penalties, but it looks like we're underway. Bob Meeple has led the field out of the last corner. He's put the throttle down, and it looks like a pretty decent start from him as he is miles up the road, it seems, from Juju's cockpit view.
Justin looks like he's going to have a wee look at CM Punk. I don't think CM Punk's going to fight it too much. CM Punk has been driving quite cleverly, I think, over the last few races. He's wise, and he doesn't fight when he doesn't need to. And we've got the Rookie now is having to deal with this problem called Dice. Not saying that Dice is a problem, but he has certainly been an obstacle for many of these guys to try and navigate.
Yeah, and it looks like Rookie and Kiko have shown some form of caution, as they haven't, to my mind anyway, got themselves into any of these incidents. And yeah, they're tier 1 aliens, so I expect... Oh, Dice! Oh, big slowdown there, almost got tapped in the rear by Rookie. But as I say, Rookie, yeah, it looks like he's got a wise head on his shoulders. He's expecting, you know, where he's not going to get caught out in those kind of slowdowns. As CM Punk getting it all wrong going into the corner, and that means he's going to come under attack from Dice, Rookie and Kiko. There's a train definitely forming here behind CM Punk right now.
Yeah, Kiko's keeping back a good bit, not to get involved in any of this carnage. I'm actually a bit worried for Rookie because this is going to be a bit hairy, but this is going to be a nice move for my Rookie. Oh, yes, Dice held on there. He didn't squeeze him, thankfully. It's easy to get squeezed. We've got a yellow somewhere on the track. I think that's... I'm not sure what that is, but Dice is now going for the move on CM Punk. But what's Rookie going to do? He's going to up the inside? No, he's not. He's wise to this. Oh, but a major slowdown by Dice nearly catches Rookie out again, and now Kiko's caught up the back end. You can see what I mean, Chief. These guys got so much pace, but it's just the nature of this track makes it so difficult to pass.
Yeah, we might see another attempt here, but it looks like Kiko, or sorry, is it? Yeah, it's Rookie was getting some nice slipstream from Dice. Dice goes wide. He actually goes deep into the corner, and that forces CM Punk to compromise his exit, and that's allowing Rookie to get past. So Dice and Rookie able to get past there with that mistake from Dice as he went deep once again into turn 1.
That's the thing I'm going to ask Chief. I might have them coming up my door, but how can you run deep whenever you've got a racing line on? I don't get that. I mean, it literally tells you when to brake, and they still run deep.
Yeah, the problem was he wasn't on his racing line, and yet that often catches these guys out because then they have to wing it, and then things like that happen. Oh, and CM Punk, almost, yeah, he get clipped there by, it looked like McKenna was making his way past. So CM Punk touching the wall there, but he's now down to P10, so he was P5, he's now P10 after...
The thing is, sorry Chief, the thing is here, it's going to make it a bit easier for Rookie this time, is that he just has Dice in front now. Dice doesn't have 2 cars. and he's going to be able to navigate this one. I think he'll have a bit more confidence now this time, sending it on Dice, which he does. Oh, Dice!
Oh my word!
That was Rookie held on. Oh, then Rookie! Who's that? Who's that? Mac? Who's that squeezed up the inside? Oh, it's Kiko as well, squeezed up the inside of Dice as well. So we got Rookie and Kiko fighting for this. They'll not fight each other too hard. Dice really going for it. Is he going to try and squeeze it on Kiko? That's a brave move, and he's just about leaving enough room. But look at this, Chief. Mac on coming into the last lap. He's going up the inside. Is he going to get 2 for the price of 1? Let's see. He's certainly going to get Dice, but Dice does run deep here a lot.
Oh my word, Dice. Dice very late on the brake, so finally gets the corner right, but McKender, he's looking stellar on these exits, so I think it's a matter of time. But yeah, McKender.
Oh, Dice!
Oh my word, Dice! Once again, going wide, going deep into the corner, but somehow, some way, I don't know how he was able to recover from these mistakes and stay ahead.
How is that possible?
Oh, Justin gets 3 seconds, but Rookie also with a time penalty. And up ahead, I saw Rookie going very wide there, and Dice squeezing McKender into the wall. Not very nice there from Dice. Dice is playing very, very much.
Which you could say this is a bit dicey. That joke. But yeah, I think Mac was just not. I can say Mac was not effing about this time. He was like, I'm getting my damn points that I deserve. And he really sent it. Oh, and look at this. Rookie getting 3-second penalty, so that's going to jump Mac up. So how many points does Justin have?
I think 3 seconds.
He's 3 seconds as well. Mac actually he will jump. I think he will jump Justin as well if he doesn't get any penalties. Mac, unbelievably, against all my odds, is most likely going to get P4 after getting spun out and having 3 laps.
Yeah, and this is the final lap, so Meepo essentially has won this race.
Nice!
Oh my word.
They sent it on Mac again, and I'm sure Mac is going to be sick of the sight of the tough Dice.
Yeah, so penalties playing out there. Dice actually had damage on that last lap as well, I believe. But he's all the way down to P13. That's because of those time penalties. So all that fighting was pretty much for nothing. When you look at it on the race as a whole, but Meepo bringing it at home, quiet race from him up front, P1 once again. So starting off where he finished off, or finishing where he started. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Finishing where he started.
Yeah, that's it. McKender.
But hey, tell you what, Chief. That was for me. Excuse me, hiccups. For me, that was a long 10 laps. So we're in for another 14 of this. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm expecting more safety cars, but I believe we're going to have one mandatory pit stop for this race, so that will shake things up as well. So, I mean, are people going to gamble on a safety car, or are they going to try and keep to their original strat? We will find out, but Meepo brings it home P1. Tenaria as well there was looking pretty feisty in that final phase of the race. And we're going to have a look at these standings here. So you have P1, P2, the Finnish boys, and then Jojo P3, so the last man on the podium. Yeah, and as you say, McKenna up to P5 with no penalties, and Justin P4, so that's the crucial championship fight there. Justin getting more points than McKenna in that race, just about. I think it's only 1 point though.
Yeah. Mac and Justin, really, those guys have been at it pretty much all season so far in Formula 2. They are the main guys to win it. Mac, of course, has got that a good, decent lead now because Justin was missing last week, but Justin doing what he needed to do and getting the P4, 1 position ahead of Mac. But I tell you what, Chief, we kind of seen what I was talking about there. Whenever you get the fast guys, if they can get to the front, or the front couple of places, they should probably just sail away because there's nothing to hold them up. It's whenever you have these really fast guys at the back, in the nature of this track, it makes them get caught up in incidents. And it's not their own fault. It's just whenever you have this kind of track and a speed difference between drivers, this is kind of things that happen. Matt getting caught out there with that incident with Zupson, Justin getting tied up there with Dice. This is the kind of thing that happens, but I think that Justin and Mac and Kiko and Rookie are going to have to experience that all over again because they didn't qualify. So they're going to start at the back again. I think. How
Yeah,
I think.
I get
So
this, Bob. Justin had front wing damage early in that race. He didn't pit under the safety car, so that P4 that he got today was with front wing damage. That is quite incredible.
yeah, and I think we kind of seen that because very early on you can see that he was running a bit deep in some of those corners. Um, Look, to get P4 is an amazing result from Justin, like with the front wing damage, and he had to navigate Dice. And then Mac, of course, was in that intense battle between the three of them, and then got. I don't know if he was taken out as such, but he did get caught up in an incident with Zupson, which spun him to the back. Of course, that didn't bring out the safety car, I don't think, but something else did at the same time, which was a good strike of luck for McMahon, which then let him get on the softs, and he got up to P5, so that's a great result for Mac as well, Chief. But
Yeah, also shout out to Samim. I caught that he got up to P6. He was effectively last after that safety car. He did put, I think he pitted twice under that safety car, and then he had to fresh his softs on, and then was able to navigate all that traffic ahead and all the craziness, and took P6 in the end. And I was just watching Meepo in this formation lap as he hits the wall, but of course no damage to his car as it is formation lap. But it's a pretty fast formation lap here from Meepo.
that's what I was going to say. He's almost doing like what Max used to do, that didn't he? He used to just used to do. I think he still does it. Max, he doesn't really care about what other people are doing. Oh, Meepo stopping in a bizarre place and nearly catching everyone out behind him. Look at this. Meepo slowed down at a blind corner, and yeah, the guys didn't expect that. But yeah, Max normally doesn't care what everybody else has done. He just gets on with his own thing, and there's usually a pretty quick safe formation lap. But oh no, it's so tapping the back of Sam. You might see them getting disqualified. There you go.
There you go. The hardest lap of the race confirmed, and
Yeah, I don't get it. Sorry, Chief.
I'm looking at Dice here. He's P6 again, so he's going to be guarding this P6 once again, like he was last race. So if that's anything to go by, we'll expect a traffic jam around the midfield section of this race.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say was I just find it bizarre how even in the formation lap, I don't know why people just can't leave a gap. It's like
it's crazy.
We're not racing, lads. I just leave as big a gap as I can because I don't want anyone near me when I'm doing a formation lap. It's like peace and quiet, let me do my thing. But here we go, Chief. It's round 2. We're going to do this all over again, and I have a horrible camera. I have an awful camera. I can't see a thing. I'll just run on board with one of the cars. I'm running on board with the Zozo. Meepo gets a really bad start, and Sam jumps him off the line right away. Yes. He might lose out. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Zupson did not get away at all. He dropped all the way down to P18. He didn't get away from his grid slot. He's now up to speed, but yeah, I think he's having some connection issues. He's about to run into the wall here. Yep, he's out of this race, I think.
Oh, Dice! Dice hits the back of Chinari, and Dice is now lost some of his front wings. Zupson has retired. We got Justin and something incident going on back there, but Dice has got a front wing damage already, and we're not even halfway around the track.
Yeah, Zupson, he just didn't get off the grid there, and once he went through turn 1, he went straight into the wall, so I think it's connection issue or some kind of technical issue back there. So he's the first driver out at the minute, but yeah, Dice up to P5, now has his front wing damage, and now has a lot of drivers behind him are going to have pace on him, so be interesting to see how this plays out. McKenna already up to P11.
Oh, Dice hits the back. Sorry, Chief. He hits the back of Tuna Man again.
Oh my god, every time I switch away from him, something happens. But he's falling down the order here. CM Punk is now pressuring him, and it looks like CM Punk might go for the move here on this high-speed straight. I'm going to see Dice struggle through these high-speed. Yeah. Oh my god, CM Punk was almost caught off guard there by how much Dice had to brake. So yeah, front wing damage usually means it will affect your brakes as well as you're turning.
Yeah, and Dice is just turning in. He's like, I'm turning, that's it, no matter what. But he's going to have to pit surely. I mean, he's losing these guys really, really quickly. He's going to be a danger on track. If this was probably a real safety car, if his car was so damaged, they would ask him to pit, but he's not going to pit.
Oh, look here, we've got Samim and Meepo going at it. This is for P1, Bob. Meepo sets a fast lap, but is going around the outside segment, going deep into turn 1, and got the car slowed down just about enough for turn 2, but Meepo getting the better run out, and this isn't really somewhere where you want to go too wide, and Meepo is keeping his front wheel side by side with Sammy's back. Oh, he gets a twitch on, and that's meant he's dropped down 2 positions there, so big costly mistake from Meepo. Meepo down to P4.
Yeah, Meepo was really pushing that, trying to get that, hoping that maybe Sam was going to break a little bit early, but oh, Sam running way off track there. But he didn't lose too badly. Yes, he lost 2 positions, but he's still in P4, and there's still plenty of laps to go yet. And we know Meepo has the pace. He has his good friend Junari in front of him, but friends in real life, but doesn't necessarily mean you're friends on track. As you may seem experienced, Chief, when we're racing, we don't give an inch.
Yeah, but we always leave room, don't we? Or we try to at least. And McKenna going for a move on V Papa, so V Papa not getting the best exit there onto the straight. And McKenna making that look pretty easy, as Justin McKenna are making their way through the field, but McKenna doing the best work out there. He's up to P7 already, Justin P10, and he's caught behind a gaggle of cars here. Oh, and there's a Red Bull livery spinning out, and who was that? That was Skin Tony.
No, it was Papa.
Papa, yeah.
Clipped the wall, and then Gurley hit the rear end of him. That was a big one.
Yeah, and there's a lot of carnage on the track, but I do not see a safety car coming out right now. And it looks like VSC for now. Oh, there's a safety car just about came out.
Yeah, I seen that one. So I think it was, who was a Skin Tony, or it was either Crawley Voice or Papa Dimitriou, I think it is. One of those 2 guys clipped the wall, and it stopped their car practically dead, which caught Gurley off guard. Well, it would catch anyone off. Gurley then hit the rear end of him, and then the carnage ensued. But I think Justin just about avoided that. I think he was far enough back to see it coming, or to see it and to react in time. Now Dice will be quite happy about that, because he's able to get into the pits now and get his front wing changed, but he is way back here in P13 on fresh softs.
Yeah, and this safety car also suits Kiko, who I've just noticed is disconnected from the session, so gives him a chance to get back into his car. But I'm surprised by how little people pitted. I wonder if it's too early for softs, and are we going to see Dyson struggle in the latter parts of this race, as he's going to have to get these tires to the end unless there's another safety car.
Yeah, I was thinking myself, they may be a little bit too early. I mean, how long do the softs last usually? Well, depending on the track, really, it can be 5 to 8 laps, something like that. Maybe even if they lasted 10, that's still. Do you know what? Who knows? They might last. We've got Joel on the wets.
Yeah, that is an interesting strat. Not sure about that one.
What's? Yeah, don't understand what's going on there. Is that a mistake, or is that a troll?
I think it might be a troll. I think Joel may hate this track so much that he just put wets on and jet it.
I mean, if you hate the track that much, there's no point in making it worse. Like, it's sticking wets on.
Yeah, well, we may see Joel come into the pits again at the end of this one. I wonder if they have a spare set of mediums available. Maybe this, if you put on wets and then put on mediums, that's your tire. Your tire kind of change under your belt. And
yes. Tell you what he might. Yeah, he might be doing that, Chief.
And he is triple on it there,
Yeah, he might be just squeezing up onto the back of the safety car and then putting on. Maybe even softs. Who knows? He might even be doing this to put on the softs. I don't know. Don't know what Joel's doing, but he's still struggling back there. Now, hopefully, everyone leaves nice, big gaps behind the safety car. No one wants to get. In the formation lap, you get disqualified, but in the safety car, you will get a fat penalty if you make contact with another driver on their safety car. I think it's a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's 5 seconds, and I'm just looking at Joel. He's actually not catching the field at all here.
Well, here, Chief, just checking on the chat. Good man, Justin. Justin races and listens to the stream and keeps us updated whenever he can. And he says that the game said the pit stop under safety car won't count as mandatory, but I don't know if that was for the VSC or the safety car.
No, so he is. You know what it is? I just remembered from a few seasons ago. You can't pit the first 3 laps of the race, of the feature race. It doesn't count. So that was, yeah, that's why we're saying Joel now in on these softs, and a bunch of guys didn't pit the last lap. So there was a couple of guys that actually pitted. So that they will have to stop again. That's Dice, Our Gamer, and Gurla, and I'm not sure if they're aware of that rule, but Justin obviously is, so it must have said at some point to the drivers. So they must be aware of that and must know that they have to pit again then. But Futuristic Larson, Joel will not have to pit again, so these guys are on fresh sauce and just need to catch it back to the field, and it looks like maybe Joel might catch it next lap. I think it's too much of a gap to catch this lap, but we'll keep an eye on that delta.
Yeah, what would be very embarrassing for Joel is because he has to push to catch up with the back end of this safety car. What would be very embarrassing is if he crashes. Can you imagine that, Chief? Can you imagine Joel crashing?
No, Joel
on his way up to the safety car.
I've seen Joel overtake a safety car when he was in the lead of a race and get disqualified. So it is possible. It's very
I remember, Chief, one time we were commentating, or I was commentating, just who I was commentating with, but Joel was in a fantastic position. I think he was P4 or P3, wherever he was, and I think he was in P4, and everyone in front of him had penalties, and there was only one lap to go, and Joel had to just sit behind it. All he had to do was just sit there. Don't move, just sit there. And I remember Joel was starting to push it, and I remember saying on the stream, Joel, sit your ground, be patient, it's only one lap, you'll get. And then before I could finish, Joel went for a move and crashed and DNF'd.
Sounds about right, yeah. Joel's teammate is pitted and has put on those old mediums, so he doesn't think those softs were going to get to the end and has decided to gamble on these old mediums. So he has got his tire change out of the way, but has been passed by Joel. So these guys are teammates. They're running at the back of the grid, nothing to lose, I guess. But yeah, I mean, just talking about watching old races, I was watching Russia. I think it was a Nana race, and would you believe it, Bob? Me, you, Sonny, and some other driver all did the jump start at the very start of the race.
Serious?
Yeah, we all got drive-throughs. We were probably in for a really good race, but for some reason Sonny jump started and we all just followed him.
Oh yes, I remember. I was so devastated by that. It was like, because I never jump start. I mean, practically never ever happened. And then I think I was so pumped up for that season, and I really enjoyed it. And I was just so like on adrenaline, on edge, like, because I knew every race counted, because I was up against Goran, I was up against you, and then Stoney was pretty quick, Gurla was quick, and Grenad Goran as well. He was my nemesis now at that time. He was really fast, and I was just on, as he said, tether hooks. I was like, I have to get the launch, and then when Sonny just lifted, I just reacted, and then bang, and then I think you might have reacted to me, and then
yeah, chain reaction. And you know what was interesting as well? You did a pit stop, and I think there was some kind of bug because it held you for like 20 seconds in the pits.
That's right. Story of my life. We lost it. We lost what did we lose? We lost a constructor's title in 2S a few years ago because of that. They held me in the pits for too long. Papa, like I just said earlier, if you touch someone in the under safety car, it is an instant 5 second. And Papa must have had contact with the back end of Rookie, and he gets himself 5 seconds. But Chief, the safety car is in this lap.
Yep, Samim is about to get us underway. He is leading the field. Jojo behind Meepo P3, but it looks like Samim is off, and he did catch Jojo off guard slightly there, but Jojo is getting some slipstream, it seems, here, as he is closing in just ever so slightly on Samim into turn 1. But let's see what's happening behind as well. Got Meepo and Tanari running pretty close, but there is a gaggle of cars here, very tight. Ooh, who's this? I thought McKenna was going for a move. Yep, our gamer.
Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, our gamer is running very tight on the back of Dice, and Dice now with this front wing change. All these guys on fresh sauce, relatively fresh sauce, 3 lap sauce actually. Oh, as Dice almost might have clipped the wall there, and undone all the hard work of his mechanics in the pits, but yeah, it looks like his front wing's still intact for now.
Yeah, up ahead here we got Mac really close to CM Punk. And yeah, definitely Mac will go for this to see where Punk's going to position his car. Yep. Like I said to you before, Punk is a smart driver. He doesn't fight the fights that he knows he's not going to win. He does have Justin behind him as well. So it's likely that Punk won't fight it too much. Of course, early braking there. He had to avoid the corner, the instance up ahead. But here goes Matt. Justin gets a good drive. It's so... the increments in speed difference is so small at the moment in that exit. But Justin following closely behind Punk will be looking to get past as soon as possible because he doesn't want Mac to get away.
Yeah, we've got a lot of tight racing here behind, as well as Samim got overtaken for P1 by Jojo, so Samim is under a lot of pressure here, as Meepo as well. These front three guys running very, very close. Oh, and there is contact there heading into the final corner. Oh, and Jojo goes off on his own, and Samim says, thank you very much, I'll pick up the pieces here, and zooms back into P1. So Samim, with a bit of luck there, he looked like he might have lost the car there, as Meepo did tag him and unsettled his car, but Samim just keeping his cool and holds on to P1 for now. And Jojo and Tanari are going at it now, so Tanari is up to P3 it looks like.
Yeah, Rookie was just CM Punk has lost out to Mac, Justin and Rookie, and he'll probably lose out to Kiko as well, as Kiko's catching up. But that's nothing to be ashamed of. Those three fast drivers, let them go, let them get on with it, focus on your race. But Chief, as you say, look at this battle from P1 to pretty much P7 is fantastic. I have to say, the Formula 2 racing is fantastic to see how close these guys can follow.
Indeed, and we've got McKenna and Justin in the mix. Yeah, Rookie lurking there, Kiko and P9 lurking there, we can't forget about him. And of course those soft runners, but already 4 laps on those softs, although most of them were under safety car conditions, so they should have plenty of life in them, but we're not seeing any moves from those soft runners at the minute. They do have a lot of fast guys ahead of them on mediums, but there's quite a lot of guys here still have to pit.
Yeah, I seen Dice clipping the wall and he just literally cut the corner, but I don't even think he got even a warning for it, and he's catching up on these guys up ahead. But look at this, he's dropping our Gamer, and that is no mean feat. Our Gamer is a fast guy, and Dice is dropping him.
Yep, Kiko going for a move on CM Punk. This is for P8. CM Punk not putting up too much of a defense, and it looks like, oh, is that Tanari? Yeah, Tanari up to P4, or did he lose it? Yeah, he lost the position, yeah.
Meepo getting the P1, Meepo and Sam go for the race lead. And Meepo gets the move done, but it's not over yet because anything can happen in this corner, and he does have the bad line. Oh, Sam running really, really deep, forcing Meepo off. Yeah, this is what can happen easily in that corner. It's a tricky, tricky corner just to navigate on your own. Zozo stays ahead of Tuna Man, but what's going on here? Mac then gets back. Oh, Tuna is getting... I wouldn't say, oh, he gets clipped by Rookie, but he manages to keep it out of the wall. And Tuna Man just lost out their 1-2 places to Mac and Rookie, Chief.
Yeah, it's so difficult when you've got all this pressure, people racing so closely. It's so hard to keep the right line on this track. If you go offline, it's gonna cost you big time. And there is a move here happening, and CM Punk Dice sends it up the inside on the hairpin. And looks like Dice is going to get this move done. Oh, CM Punk actually come around the outside, gets a marvellous exit, and holds on to P7. So Dice struggling on these softs.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that. Like, I mean, CM Punk did a lovely move there, a very smart, very calm. Yeah, I mean, letting these other guys ahead, let them go, Mac and Justin, all let those guys go.
Yep, Meepo and Samim for P1. This has turned into a pretty valiant effort from Meepo to get past Samim. And it looks like Meepo's going to get the Slipstream. He's got DRS as well. And Samim opening the door for Meepo and then squeezing him towards the wall again. So Samim not going to make it as easy as he can for Meepo. Tries to hang around the outside, but Meepo getting that inside line and a really good exit from it. And Meepo takes lead off the race for now.
CM Punk into the pits, going to be pitting, changing his wheels there. Our Gamer had a nice run on Dice, but Dice moves.
Samim going for the lead again, sorry Bob, but it's, Meepo has to cut that turn 2, he gets squeezed off again, but Meepo keeping the lead there by cutting the second corner. I don't know if the FA will be having a look at that after the race. We've seen that a few times, but yeah, I mean, if you get squeezed wide, you've nowhere to go, so you have to cut the corner.
Yeah, those guys in the pits, but I'm just enjoying this wee battle between our gamer and Dice. Dice is really struggling in some of these corners. Our gamer is just really just finding anywhere he can to pass, but Dice has so much traction, man, on the exits. He just zooms away.
And look up ahead, Bob. It's McKender now P2. So Meepo losing out of position there, but they are teammates, Meepo and McKender. So maybe that was a coordinated move, as McKender is all over the back of Samim here. And the amount of pressure the Samim is feeling right now must be absolutely immense, as McKender gets a pretty decent run out of the last corner there. And with a bit of slipstream, should be able to get this moved on, but it is quite a short straight into the next part of the track. Actually, this is the long part of the long straight.
Yeah. I was just on board with Meepo there. He had a run on both of them, but he was lifting, so he definitely doesn't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, Samim actually hitting the wall there. McKender just touching the back of Samim's car, but no damage done. And McKender is going to get this moved on with the help of DRS. Meepo is behind, ready to capitalize, and I think there's another car entering the fray as well. It looks like Tenari as well, but it's free wide coming out of the final corner, and who's going to come out tops? McKender is P1 for now. There is some hitting, Samim hit the wall a number of times there as Meepo into the pits. McKender stays out. Our gamer up to P2, and Dice not far behind in P3, and Dice absolutely sends it into turn 1 and has to cut that turn 2 once again. There we go, 3-second time penalty for his efforts.
But our gamer did eventually get past Dice there. They were watching that wee battle for quite a bit. Justin setting the fastest lap there, moving himself up to P9 after those guys pitted. But Mac is just going to sit there. I think he can stay out, Chief, can't he? I think he can stay out, and he's going to just sail to the win now. Oh, Dice does it again.
Oh my word, Dice.
I'm on board with him. He's just, who cares about track limits? I'm just going to just cut them all.
Yeah, Meepo coming out just behind Jojo, who's already pitted. Rookie as well is already pitted, so this field is pretty mixed up. Meepo and Samim were battling for the lead, but now it's all topsy-turvy. I have no idea who's going to win this race, but McKenna is in a pretty solid spot right now, yeah.
I think Mac can stay out, can't he?
Yeah, well actually, sorry, I'm just checking the stops. McKenna has not stopped, actually.
Oh.
Everybody but McKenna and V Papa have not stopped. Joel has stopped 3 times.
Well, he's definitely not going to win.
He's currently P7, so I mean, if he holds it together, maybe he'll do alright, because 2 of the guys ahead of him do have to pit, and we've got Dice there with a time penalty as well.
Futuristics going for a wee, looking for a move with Dice moving over. Yeah, Futuristic backside. Oh, a little bit of a scraping of the wall. Futuristic, that will scrub off some of that speed that he was going to hope for. What's Dice going to do here? He is defending, he's making it clear, I'm defending this inside line. Thing is here, whenever these guys move across, sometimes I see Dice then moves across into them, but he does a pretty good job there running deep. Yeah, pretty decent job.
Oh, Gurla, yeah, I just saw that. I was on board with him. He just cut turn 1 there. Unfortunate for him, 3 seconds is added to his name on the board.
Yeah, Gurla now right on the back of Futuristic here as well. So I'm gonna run on board with this battle, Chief, if you see anything else. But Dice currently in P3, he's going to lose it regardless to Futuristic.
Oh, yeah, I'm just one back with Tenari there. Tenari coming out behind Samim and Meepo, but spinning out, and it looks like that was after turn 1 and turn 2 sequence. So Tenari losing out massively there, and Meepo, Samim in P12 and P13 at this late stage of the race.
I don't understand. I don't get this. Like, I don't know where this. I don't know how even to say it.
Talk to me about
Futuristic was right on the back of Dice, and Futuristic's driving clean. He's doing a good job. Dice is just zooming away. Look at this. Hey, he's clipping the wall and everything. He's dropping him. He's dropping him fast. He was 1.9. He's now 1.2. Almost 1.3 seconds.
He's just incredibly talented, Bob.
Gurla going for a move on Futuristic.
Yeah, Gurla had to get the move on there. He has that time penalty, and I think that's what Dice is thinking as well. I need to build up some delta time, you know, the interval, as Futuristic looks to get this move back from Gurla using Slipstream and DRS, and it looks like he's got that move done into turn 1. So he does not cut turn 2 and pick up a penalty. Futuristic doing well here. He just needs to keep in with Dice, and he'll be able to pick up another spot there. And yeah, he's got a bit of a buffer as well because the guy behind has a time penalty. So look, things looking good right now for Futuristic.
Yeah, Futuristic does an awful lot of iRacing as well, so he'll have his head screwed on here, and he knows exactly what's available for him, and he definitely knows the podium is on the books at the moment. All he has to do is just stick with Dice. Really, Dice has got quite a few time penalties. I think he's got about 6 seconds, so he's definitely not getting P3. And DeSozo picks himself up another time penalty as well.
Yeah.
But this is going to be interesting, Chief. What is Mac going to do?
Yeah, who was that? Our gamer went into the wall there. I don't know if he picked up damage, but that was all of his own doing. But I was looking at our gamer because our gamer is potentially going to win this race, as McKenna does have to bid. So that means Futuristic could potentially pick up P2 here, with Joel potentially P3. Oh, Amiibo gets time penalty.
Yeah, Meepo.
So this must be super depressing for Sammy and Amiibo. They were leading this race. They did everything right so far, but because of that safety car, it really mixed things up. And they're currently looking at a non-points finish here.
Yeah, it's
McKenna
pretty...
in the pits.
Yeah, here goes Mac in the pits. So Mac's basically just gonna come out and do everything he can within what, 2 laps. He's probably gonna lose out to Justin as well, is he? He will actually. He's going to drop quite a good bit down here, I think. He's leaving the pits. So he's out of his pit box. Yeah, he's going to drop behind Mac or Justin as well. How far is he going? He's going to drop quite a far bit, actually, Chief. He's going to drop almost to the back.
Yeah,
almost.
And there's only 2 laps, so one of those laps is going to be mostly warming up the tire, and then the second lap is probably going to be his hot lap attempt, because that's all he can really achieve right now. I mean, he could pick up a few positions here, and he does come out behind Meepo as well, so that's maybe... Oh, Meepo moves out of the way, so yeah, those guys obviously coordinated that move. Meepo knows that McKenna are on these faster tires, more chance of finishing in the points here, so lets him go. And yeah, our gamer up ahead is getting caught by Dice, but Dice does have that time penalty, so the win looks like it's not on the cards for Dice, but he's pushing anyway.
But you see what I mean? Like, I mean, where did this pace come from?
Yeah, it's either raw talent or the man has every hack known to man downloaded right now. It's
I don't know what it is, but he was getting pushed by Futuristic, and now he just dropped Futuristic by 3 seconds in 2 laps?
And he's about to overtake the leader here as well. Our gamer is not going to fight this, I don't think. He knows that he's only got 1 lap to stay within 3 seconds of Dice, as Dice does take the lead of the race. But yeah, and Futuristic as well, he might miss out on a position to Dice here, because the gap between Futuristic and Dice... Oh, our gamer! Oh my word! That's... Our gamer... Who got a penalty there? Was that our gamer?
No, our gamer got disqualified because he didn't use the thing.
Oh my word! Futuristic is leading the race, and Dice as well. Dice is gone. Yeah, Dice is out. So yeah, that's what I was saying. There's only 3 guys that pitted early in that safety car. The rest of the guys that pitted on lap 3 will get disqualified unless they pit again. And Futuristic
is going to win. Or sorry, Futuristic.
Yeah, Futuristic's going to win, and I think this might be his first SLR League race win. He has not. All he has to do is bring it home. He's got 1 sector left, and he's got a 6-second gap to Justin.
Oh, Rookie's so desperate to get past Joel. Look at this. Please let me pass. He's saying, please let me pass.
Yeah, this is for podium.
This is for the podium.
Rookie with he's got 5 lap old softs, so the grip advantage, you can see it there, as Joel now coming under attack from McKenna. Oh sorry, from Kiku. Just saw McKenna there in P6 as well, so yeah, McKenna's got himself well into the points, and Joel having to cut the track here just to... Oh, and Joel loses it! He's in the wall! Oh my word, Joel. That's him
Mac!
Down and out, and McKenna, got involved in an incident, but let's go up front. It's Futuristic in Sector 3. He's got a 4.2 lead advantage over Justin, so unless something crazy happens here, Futuristic is going to win this race. He just has to navigate 1 corner and 1 straight. and he takes it rather tentatively, as you would when you're leading a race. SLR Futuristic is going to bring it home, and I think we're going to get some karaoke sessions in the interviews after the race, as Futuristic is indeed the winner of the feature race in Jeddah F2.
Oh, what a great race, man. Great job by Futuristic. My goodness, man. He kept his head switched on there, no penalties, keeping it clean, not getting involved in fights that he didn't need to. And look at this. Futuristic, the man that can't make a proper cup of tea, is a P1 winner in SLR. I think this is his first win. What a fantastic result. Fantastic result for Justin as well, Chief. Valuable points that he needed to get over Mac. And Mac was looking to get probably P5. I think he was on record for getting P5. Of course, Joel had that incident and caught Mac out. So Mac getting caught out by Zupson in the sprint, and then Joel in the feature. But that will make a bit of a dent in the standings, Chief. But alas, it's still, I think, Mac in P1 overall.
Yeah, and I saw Samim as well. He had a really nice recovery in the last 2 laps of that race. Got himself well into the points. I believe it was P6 in the end. So, yeah, I'm already thinking about driver of the day. I think Futuristic, obviously a big contender, but Samim as well. Got kind of, yeah, he got messed over by the safety car in the feature race, but somehow up to P6, and the same again in the sprint race. Great recovery from him and got himself up to P6. So definitely shout out for him on his efforts today. Brings home some decent points for the team. But yeah, like, who was it got disqualified? It was our gamer and Dice in the very latest stages of that race. So they literally just disappeared off the track.
Yeah, I'm just checking out the Discord to see what's all happened.
Oh yeah.
Mingo's not happy.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking like he would win that feature race easy there, but until that safety car came out. And what can we say? Like, are we going to go with driver of the day for Futuristic here, or?
I think I would, and the reason why, not because he won, right, but because he kept his head switched on.
Yeah.
Other people got taken out, it wasn't their fault. Like Mac got taken out twice, and it wasn't his fault. He would have done well. Kiko and Rookie done fantastically, which was to be expected, of course. Our gamer was doing a good wee job. Sam was doing a great job as well, but I think Futuristic, yeah, I would give it to him.
There we go. Futuristic is our driver of the weekend, I guess you could say, for F2. And I'm eager to get speaking to him, so I think we'll just jump across quickly to the interview booth and see who we've got there. But I'm hoping Futuristic is available for us. He is the man of the moment. And yep, there he is. We'll bring him in right now. So if I can actually manage this without... Here we go. He's coming. Futuristic, man of the moment, man of the match, man of the race. The accolades continue. Driver of the day, driver of the weekend. What a final race there for you. You jumped up the order pretty quickly at the end there as Dice and Argumer got disqualified. I'll just let you speak. I mean, how do you feel after that one?
Excited, but I made a promise long time ago, so...
Uh-oh, here we go.
Du gamla, du fria, du fjällhöga nord. Du tysta, du glädjerika sköna. Jag hälsar dig vänaste land på jord. Din sol, din himmel, dina ängder gröna. Din sol, din himmel, dina ängder gröna.
It's emotional, man. It's emotional.
Yeah, I hope you can hear that in the... I hope you could hear that in my voice when I was singing. I can't keep it together.
I could hear it, Futuristic. I could hear that quiver, that shake in your voice. Just the emotion was just unpalatable.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to be in it to win it, so...
Exactly. I want to ask, so at what point did you know or think I could win this race? Was it the last lap?
Basically, I saw that Dice just... I caught up to Dice, but all of a sudden he just disappeared and bolted away.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'm finishing third. And then I realized he caught... was it our gamer? Or was it some him?
Yeah, he was actually overtaking our gamer, so he was, and then they both got disqualified.
Yeah, and I was like praying out of the last corner, going on to the final lap. But I was like, come on, fight with them, fight each other. But then I saw our game just like, nah, I'm playing the long game. I'm just gonna take P1 on penalties. So, but then I was like, wait, why are they both slowing down so fast into turn one? But for first, I thought it was that the server or the game crashed for everyone, and including me. And then I was like, okay, breathe. One lap to victory, and I had a pretty healthy lead to Justin that came rapid on the last lap. So I just prayed for a puncture, and I can't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even expect it, but you know, when we think back, the safety car, those guys pitted under the safety car, but it was lap 3, so the pit stop didn't count. But we kind of forgot about it, and then whenever the final or the penultimate lap, when they crossed the line, they were immediately disqualified, and you just became P1 with a 6-second gap right back to Justin. So yeah, I'm sure that last lap was very tentative stuff. But what was the reaction then once you crossed the line? Was it just pure relief?
Yeah, basically it's just a lot of emotions. So yeah, I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I mean, you've been there or thereabouts in a lot of races, and for whatever reason, just not went your way. But today, yeah, it went your way completely in the feature race, and it kind of came out of the blue as well. So it was shocking for us, but definitely well deserved. And it looked like in the feature race anyway, you were just trying to keep your keep your nose clean and just keep your patience, and it seemed to have paid off for you.
Yeah, eventually simple things pays off. So stay safe and keep the front wing in one piece.
Yeah, and there was a lot of carnage out there today. Were you privy to any of it? Did you get a front row seat to it, or were you well away from all this?
Well, I was in the middle of everything in the sprint race, and then in the feature I was just hanging on and trying to collect some spinning cars on the track. So yeah, from my POV, it was a 90% clean race from me. I want to say a public apology to Skin Tony that I hit in the rear, but luckily we didn't, neither of us got any damage. So I'm sorry to Skin Tony for the small tap, but yeah.
Yep. And I mean, just going back to one Chuck Hawley as well. How did you find that? How was your pace over that one lap?
Well, it was good enough for P5 or 6, I think, if I wasn't invalidating it. So it was from pretty far down the order. So
Yeah. And that's
yeah.
the good thing about F2 as well is that it's almost like the sprint race is almost like a warm up, and then you've got the big race, the feature race. Um, but we saw safety cars in both the sprint and the feature, and how did that affect you? Like, what were you thinking? Were you aware of that mandatory pit stop rule? You can't pit under the first 3 laps of a F2 feature race. Did you know this going into this race?
Both yes and no. I noticed it when they said VSC that pit stops won't count as mandatory, so I decided to stay out. And in the back of my head, I was thinking, you can pit on the 4th lap. I'm pretty sure because
Yeah.
we have a Swedish guy coming up through the tiers in real life, and Norwegian as well. So I'm looking at both F3 and F2 a lot. So I was pretty sure there was a weird rule in the rule book somewhere.
Yeah, it's been a while since this came up. I think a few seasons ago it might have affected a few drivers, but yeah, it's not something you see very often. And yeah, it caught us off guard as well. But Justin in chat, he reminded us that he cannot pit under the first 3 laps, even under safety car. So yeah, the guys like yourself who stayed out that lap longer, it really paid off for you guys. You and our gamer looked like our gamer was going to win there until actually, sorry, our gamer was one of the ones pitted onto the safety car. So yeah, he gets disqualified. But I think there's 3 drivers pitted on the 4th lap then onto the safety car, and that was effectively the correct strat for this race win. And yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. You got driver of the day. You've won the feature race, the big race in the F2 Jetta. I mean, all it remains to be asked is how are you feeling about next week's race?
I don't know. To be honest, at this moment, I don't care so much which next track it is. So I'm just gonna enjoy this one and yeah, just hope for a decent result next week.
Good stuff. Well, we thoroughly enjoyed that one, and I'm sure it'll be a pleasure to watch back for yourself as well. It's your first ever, I think, SLR League Race win, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. So hopefully that breaks the water off the duck's back. I think that's how you say that, Bob. Might correct me. But hopefully that means there's going to be more wins in the future, and you've got your tier 2 race tomorrow as well. So who knows? The back to back, is it possible? Let's go.
I'm not quite sure about that.
Yeah. Well, anything can happen,
But
as we saw today.
yeah, yeah. But we'll give it my best shot.
Yeah. That's good to hear. And once again, thanks for joining us in the commentators booth, and congrats again on that win.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so there we go. We have the singing Swede wins the race, and we get a song out of him. It was, I believe, it was the Swedish national anthem, which normally would make me vomit, but I mean, under these circumstances, I think it's a worthy exception. But we're going to bring in a Portuguese driver now. I believe it's Portuguese, isn't it, Gerda?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, I had a geo flashback there. I was like, is it Spain or Portugal? God damn it. But Gerda, how was your races? I have to admit, it was so chaotic that I'm not even sure what happened to you during that race. So can you give us a quick recap for the race weekend?
Um, the sprint race was super fun. I started P1 and I was like, I don't know the F2 rules. I should have done my homework, but so I qualified P10.
Yeah.
And then when the game loads up, I'm in pole and I'm like, well, this is a bug for sure. Like, we need to restart the lobby. Yeah, and then they said, no, it's, yeah, you are P1 because it's reversed.
Brilliant.
And I was like, oh, nice. But yeah, I didn't have the pace at all. But sprint race was super fun. Clean racing around me. So yeah, it was fun to see the faster guys go past me. And the feature race, I got damage on the beginning of the race, and apparently you can't pit, or the pit doesn't count if it's in the first 3 laps, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, the last lap I had to pit again to not get disqualified and ended up outside the points. So, but yeah, it was fun. F2 is always fun. It's like bumper cars.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like fun. I mean, and then today, it was bumper cars, but on a street circuit, which is just even more chaos, I guess. But yeah, we definitely saw some really great racing out there today. So very exciting race from our point of view. But yeah, I mean, how are you finding the F2 cars this season? You seem to have taken to them quite well.
I struggled a lot in Sector 1. I was like that sequence of corners. I was seeing the guys like Makender, Kiko, Justin, and the guys from Tier 1 basically all going past me and doing that sequence of corners very tidily, and I'm just going off at every corner with crazy understeer. So I don't know how their car turns like that. Mine doesn't do that. Yeah, it's a bit hard to adapt to the understeer, but yeah, it's still fun.
Yeah, and the next track is Australia, so I just need to ask them, how do you feel about that one?
Australia? You mean Australia tomorrow or
Oh no,
Australia F2?
sorry. Yes, next week, F2. Yep.
Um, yeah, it should be a bit less chaotic than this one, but also a lot of overtaking points, so it also should be equally fun, I think.
Yeah, and it's
And
on the
with the practice of the F1 races earlier, so
yeah. Yeah, it's the updated Australia track, so it is a bit more flowy, which I think suits these cars. Because yeah, like you say, Sector 1 and Jeddah, seemed like a few drivers were struggling there just to get the cars slowed down and
yeah.
turned in for corners and things like that. But yeah, Gerla, some good racing from you today. We did catch some of the action on the stream, so hopefully you'll enjoy watching that back.
Well,
But for now, I'm going to say adios and thanks for joining us in the commentators booth.
yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow maybe.
Good luck,
Okay.
man.
See.
There we go, Bob. Only 2 interviews to do. That suits us, I think, because we're old people. We need to
Yeah.
recharge, have a cup of tea, and mull
Yeah.
life.
Well, it's like I was saying in the chat there, Chief. I've got a curry pot noodle with my name on it
Let's go,
downstairs.
bro. That's my favorite pot noodle as well. Is the yellow one, the curry one.
It's the only one I eat. All the rest of them can get in the bin.
Same.
Just like
Yeah, I'm the same. I only have the curry one.
yeah, see, Chief. This is why we were just meant to be, you know.
The only
But
thing that puts me off them is it does burn on the way out.
yes, sometimes. But the thing I don't like about them is I don't like the peas. I don't mind peas. I like peas, but I don't like the peas that they put in pot noodle. But because they're just like they seem like artificial peas. But I think one of the reasons why we're not getting many interviews, I think, is that there's a lot of people very frustrated at that race. And I think basically, Chief, we're getting kind of like the side effect of what I was saying. Well, today and I said recently as well is that when you get these such a mixture of talent, well, I would say talent and pace and knowledge and racecraft all thrown together into one kind of mini league, which is this Formula 2. And then you throw in a big chunk of Jeddah, which is unforgiving. You get an awful lot of guys that get caught up in battles that they don't particularly want to be caught up in. You get caught up in incidents where people don't know the track, or they've got maybe a different assist going, or you've got some guy that's super fast, and it's just this race salad of just conflicting abilities on a very unforgiving track. And then, yeah, of course, that the very end, that thing catching a couple of guys out with the pit stop. So, yeah, I think that's probably why we're not getting many interviews today. I think quite a lot of guys are probably just really exasperated and frustrated with that one. Some guys will be delighted, futuristic, rightly so. I think most guys will probably be a wee bit frustrated at that one. But alas, it is what it is, Chief. We move on to tomorrow. It is Tier 2, Chief. Do you know where it is?
I think it's Imola. I
I
believe.
just checked. It is Imola. I love Imola.
Oh.
I love it.
I love Imola, but I'm not fast at it is the problem, so I could love it more if I was faster at it. Lovely track, great track. I think most drivers will agree that it is highlight off the calendar, and yeah, I have the feeling. Are you going to register for that race then, or have
You
you?
know, Chief,
Yeah.
I always register. I'm one of the first few to register. In fact, I'm just checking at it, and you can see that there is 10
Wow.
reserves. Most likely, there's just going to be people reserving that will not get it because you do get some aliens reserving, chance in their arm, and it is only for the more mortal drivers. But yeah, I'll be there, and I'll probably start at the back, Chief. If I get a reserve slot, I'll probably start at the back this time because I want the practice basically for Tier 1. Because me and Dan said the comeback is on for McLaren in Tier 1. So just be warned, all you Tier 1 guys listening. Me and Dan, well, Dan, but me and Dan are coming for you. We are coming for that title in Tier 1. Dan is. But I'm just going to just jump on the bandwagon of Dan. We're coming for it, and it starts Friday.
Standing on the oh my god.
Standing on the shoulders of giants.
That's the one. That's not the soldiers of giants.
No, it's not.
That's a different movie.
I think we've been streaming a bit too long, Chief.
Yeah, I think it's time we end this one. But it's been a marvelous one. It's been chaotic. It's been wacky. But it's we've had some really close racing. And sometimes it worked out, but sometimes it didn't. And that's the way it goes, I guess. F2 Jeddah is in the bag, but next week we head to Australia for F2. But as Bob has pointed out, we have Imola next tomorrow actually for Tier 2, and Friday Tier 1 again Imola. So that's going to be a highlight worth watching, and I definitely would tune in for those ones. Same time again tomorrow, Bob. It's been a pleasure as always, and I think that's us for now. So thanks everybody for watching, and we will speak to you again soon. Bye now.